everybody. It's Coach Tracy Davis, MySuccessZone.com, MySuccessZone.com, coming to you live. Hope you've had a great day. Hope everything is going well for you in your business and in your life, all right? I'm here to share, as I do each and every evening, Monday through Thursday, business tips and success tips to help you in your business. Hey, Fifi. Hey, Sharon. I see you guys logging on Facebook. Hey, YouTube. Hey, Instagram. Good evening. Hey, Shirley. Good to see some familiar faces. I'm trusting that the information that I share is blessing you, right? That is what my goal is. So I'm excited to be here. Very grateful. I don't take your time for granted. And I'm trusting that when you do hang out, you're like, man, I'm glad I came. All right? Let's clap it up, guys. I can't wait for us to be live. Man, we're in an audience and everybody's clapping together. It's going to be so live. I can't wait. Woo, COVID go away. We're going to get together. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. But anyway, hey, official thug. Hey, I don't know, I'm probably saying it wrong, thugger. Hey everybody, I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. I do not take this time for granted. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Tracy Davis. I am a business and success coach. And I encourage you to visit my website, MySuccessZone.com, MySuccessZone.com, or you can simply click the link in my bio and you can get all kinds of information about my books. Yes, I am an author, about my coaching. I've been coaching since 2010. And also my courses. I have amazing courses that are 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and 12 weeks, depending upon what you need in your business. I specialize in the newbie, the person that is new online and wants to get things from the basics, right? The basics is like, how do I do things? How do I start? That's where I come in. God has gifted me to be a teacher. I'm able to take things, take the mystery out of it, and be able to just break it down so that you can understand it. So thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, anything that's not clear on the website, DM me, okay? And I'll answer any questions that I can. A lot of times people are like, I don't need the 6 weeks or the 8 weeks or the 12 weeks. I just need an hour or two of your time. Then you can actually book a session with me as well. That can be helpful. I can take a look at your website, take a look at your social media, kind of give you some ideas on how you can actually build your brand, okay? So that may be something you're interested in. Of course, I don't do that for free, but check it out. I just want you guys to know what is available. All right? The Triumph Goddess. I love that name. Hey, Rootsmon. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Cassidy. Hey, how are you? So guys, we've been talking about branding all week. I think the information that I've shared, you should have been able to implement a lot of that as we're talking about what we need to do beyond the logo, beyond colors, right? And so tonight what I want to do is just talk about some things that are a must when we're building our brand, okay? Now, I'm not saying that a logo isn't important. I'm not saying colors are not important. I'm just saying that's not the only thing. And a lot of people get caught up in that and they don't do the things that are really important to building a business online. That's where I specialize, right? Being an online queen, being an online marketer, a digital marketer, where you can decide, hey, this is what my sales goal is for the week, and this is how to do it. We take the mystery out so we're not worried, like, okay, how do I do this? How do I build my email list? How do I, build and brand myself? So that's what the goal for this week has been. Let's talk about branding. So to build your brand, you must build an email list, okay? Now that can be an email list or it can be a text list, but you gotta get a list. It's important because you wanna get people off of the platform. And we'll talk more about that as we go on in our lesson tonight. Second thing is you do wanna harness social media, okay? You wanna use that strategically, not let it use you, but let me move my water so I don't knock it over. But you wanna use it, and I'll show you how to do that, okay? Any speaking events, people say, hey, hop on my live or hop on my podcast or whatever. Hop on those, okay? You want to take advantage of those. And hopefully when COVID is over, you may have some opportunities to do live events. I don't care if it's a free event. I don't care if you have to go speak at a school, right? You want to take advantage of those types of things, okay? Because it'll help to get your name out and secure your branding, okay? You want to network as often as you can. There are all types of events that are happening even virtually right now. So start to pay attention, right? You'll see a lot of things that are being advertised, especially in your particular career field. You can actually Google that and see what type of networking events are available so that you can start to get your name out there. It's very important that you don't wait that you start to introduce yourself even virtually. Now, a couple weeks ago, I talked about those virtual handshakes. They're so important. Nobody likes for anybody to DM them and start pitching them something, start selling them something. But networking is always going to be important, okay? Virtual handshakes are always going to be important, and you want to make a good first impression, okay? So that's why all these things that I'm sharing are so important. You want to start to implement them right away. One thing I always tell my clients or my students is when I give you information, you may not be able to do everything, but you need to do at least one thing, okay? Earlier today, because I come on at 9 a.m. as well, I talked about the slight edge. And in that lesson, I really was talking about how one thing can make the difference in your life, right? Doing something now that your future self will appreciate. Well, it's the same thing in your business. You may take one thing that I share and start to build your business from that one thing. And then after you've perfected that, then you add something else, okay? So don't get overwhelmed. Just take the notes and then choose something that you feel like you can implement right away, okay? All right, so we want to network. And then another thing that I want you guys to understand as we're branding ourselves, these are some things that we must do. We must use video. Okay. Now, what I love about it is you don't have to go live. You can actually pre-record. Wonderful that we all have these phones. You can make a video, edit it. It's like, oh, that was a blooper. I don't want to put that out. Keep working on it until you're ready and you can put it out. But you do want to use video marketing. Okay. You do want to use that. In the coming weeks, I'll give you some ideas on what you can do, equipment you can use and things like that. But I want you to stick a pin in that right now. Okay. Blogging still works, okay? Blogging still works. Guest blogging still works. Any opportunities that you have. I actually had an invitation the other day to write for someone on their blog. I got an invitation the other day to write an article for a magazine. So anytime you get those type of invites, those kind of opportunities, you want to take advantage of those because it allows you to continue to brand yourself, okay? You want to be known. Remember, our goal is to stand out. We don't want to be just like everyone else, especially when the marketplace is crowded. We're not worried about that. We're not worried about competition. We're just looking for ways to say, hey, choose me because, okay, you need to be able to complete that sentence with confidence that, hey, I'm different. This is what I offer, okay? And so the other day I'd given you the homework of like, start to think about things that are different about you, that are unique about you, that instead of clicking somebody else's link, they'll click your link, okay? So that's super duper important. So blogging, guest blogging, using podcasts. A lot of people love podcasts. A lot of people are super excited about Clubhouse, right? I really consider that like a podcast, really, where you can actually hear other people and have great conversations, okay? And then, of course, to build your brand, webinars are super duper, okay? Now, of course, there's a skill to that. There's an art to that. But if you can use those, I'm telling you what, that can actually solidify your brand as well. Okay, now that's kind of like the broad area, just kind of giving you an idea of where we're going next week with this. I'll go into more detail, but let's talk a little bit tonight about your list and why you need a list, okay? I missed this lesson so many years ago when it was first introduced to me. Again, I'm able to follow directions and, I did what my coach told me to do. I built the list, but the lesson stopped there. A lot of times you'll get part of the story, right? You buy a course and they give you part of the story, or you hop on a live and you get part of it. Don't be a person that just gets the little bits and pieces. You want to get the whole story, right? And so I didn't really understand why I needed a list, why it was so important. Well, I'll tell you what, when Facebook and Instagram went off, a lot of people started to understand, wait a second, I need a list, right? I can't depend on somebody else's platform to build my business. I do not own it. You can say, don't write on my page, or I can't stand these people, I'm gonna block them. You can get all upset about Instagram and Facebook and all these things. But when the rubber meets the road, you do not own these platforms. So you need to have your own list. Now, it can be an email list or a text list or whatever, but you need to have a list where you're actually engaging with your prospects or your customers, okay? So that's really the first thing. You need a list because you need a pool of customers. And when I say pool, I really want you to think big. I want you to think that even if you don't have anyone on your list right now, if this is brand new to you, get it in your head that, hey, I need to have a list. And it needs to be as big as possible. It needs to be a pool of customers, right? Because if you've been with me for a couple weeks, you'll know that I've taught about the customer journey. People need to know you, like you, and trust you. Okay, they need to become aware of you. Okay, and they're not just going to buy for you. Now, there's some like 3% of people, they're ready to buy anytime and they'll just buy, right? But most of the time, that 97%, they're not going to buy the first time they meet you, the first time they see something that you offer. So that's why that list is important, so you can build a pool of customers. Okay, and this applies to really whether you have a business online or offline, you want to have a list. Okay. Now, second thing is, and I kind of alluded to it, is you need a list because it will allow you to build trust with your customers. It usually takes time to build trust. And so if you have that list, you've taken them off of that particular platform, then what it will do is allow you to build the trust. They need to get to know you, get to like you, get to trust you, right? So that when it is time to buy, they're like, okay, I can trust her. I can trust him. This person provides value. They're not just, somebody that showed up and we don't know who they are. They have a brand. Okay, they have a brand. I can find them. They've been doing videos and things like that we'll be talking about. Okay. And also, of course, if we're talking about the customer journey, it will allow those customers, right, those prospects to turn into customers. That's what your list will allow those people to do. They started out as a prospect. The more they received from you, you stayed in their face or via the email or via the text message, they'll eventually turn into customers. Okay. It also, guys, email lists represent money for you. Okay, stats say that for every name on your email list, it represents $1. Okay, and sometimes in other instances, it could represent more. But can you imagine if you had 500 people on your list? That's an extra $500 a month that you could have in your stash. Right? Increase. We want increase. We want increase so that we can invest in our businesses, right? We want increase so that we can breathe a little bit more. And so this email list, right, I really want you to get a good why of why you need it. That can be a stream. We're always talking about streams of income where your email list can become a stream if you treat it properly. Okay, so you don't want to be just like other people. I will have a list and don't know what to do with it. That's why when you actually enroll in my program, I show you how to do it. I give you email templates, what you should be saying, the type of headlines you'll have so that people will open it, all of that. There is an art to it, but at least know that it is important. Okay. All right, so it gives you an opportunity for regular income. This is what I love. Number 5, it will really help you to keep that pool full. So when we're talking about the funnel and you have somebody always coming in, okay, but guess what? You always have somebody going out. Okay, some people I have an email list of this and they never grow it. Well, guess what? It's not going to stay responsive. You have to always have new coming in, always new coming in. Same way with your body, right? What goes in must come out, right? So that's what a funnel does. And so you want to be mindful of that. So when you have an email list, it will allow you to replace those that leave, because people will unsubscribe and you don't want to take it personally. They're not receiving the value that they thought they were going to receive. Well, guess what? They need to go. Right? Because you want to, I was going to say minister because I'm a minister, but you want to make sure that you're ministering or serving the people what they want. And if they're not, they do need to go on and find somebody else. Okay. Second is going to help with retention and deactivation or reactivation. So if people are not ready to buy, but they're receiving value from you, you can actually retain, because it's like they get used to you. They get used to their nuggets of the week, their motivation of the week, their hack of the week, or whatever you are going to specialize in, whatever you're going to be known for. Okay. It could be motivation. There's one list, and this young lady, it's probably been about 3 years, and she likes to send Bible verses every other day. And it's very, very refreshing to her subscribers. They like to receive a Bible verse. They like to receive a text blast from her, giving them encouragement. So there's this other list. One of my friends, his name is Kevin, and he likes to send out hacks on how to beat the algorithm on Instagram. So people look forward to the hacks, something that he gets all geeked out about. He sends those to his list, right? So he is basically helping with retention. They're not going to unsubscribe because they feel like they're going to miss it, okay? And also, if someone has not responded, they haven't been opening or whatever, they haven't bought anything, it's a great way to reactivate them, because you can say, hey, a special for my subscribers. Click now, expires in 24 hours, right? So it can reactivate them. And I love, love, love that. And there's special emails that you can send for that. And of course, I share that with my clients as well. Another reason that you need an email list is that it allows you to maintain control of your business so you're not dependent upon another platform. I love it where you can get to the point now. Initially, You may do some organic things, right? You're posting, you're going live or whatever. You're doing free things. That's what organic is. And people are being attracted to you organically. After a while, you may want to get to the point where you're actually doing some paid advertising. Once your list gets big enough, you could really scale down your ad budget, right? And actually have more control of your business because you've taken those people off of that particular platform. You've taken them off of LinkedIn or Pinterest or Instagram or Facebook. I'm mentioning these places because you can advertise there, right? And then you're like, hey, they're in my network now. I can talk to them now. I can talk to them once a week, once a day, whatever, and actually start to nurture them. And that's the biggest thing with an email list. Are you guys convinced that you need an email list? So again, I know there's some people in here that are in ministry. There's some people that are in hair care. We have a variety of people here. There's someone that is in cryptocurrency. Get a list, okay? Get a list. Now, if you're on my email list, I gave some tips today on what you can create to get people on there. So make sure if you have not requested my marketing campaign checklist, it's in my bio. So click that link in my bio, and then that way you can actually start to build your list as well. Fun stuff, okay? Now, a lot of times people are not able to build a list because one, they don't have an offer, or two, they don't believe in their offer. So let's fix that. If you don't believe in your offer, then that means it's probably trash, right? So whenever you're creating an offer, and this is not an offer night, I'm not going to be talking too much detail about it, but I do want to give you this nugget. Make sure it's really valuable. Make sure that when a person is giving you their name and email or just their email, that it really is a good reason for them to do it. Okay? You have to make sure, again, what are we doing? We're standing out from the crowd. So we don't want to have the same thing that everybody else has. You want to have something that, wow, that really it should cost them something. My marketing checklist that I'm giving away, I could really charge for that because it's detailed information that other coaches are teaching, right? But I'm giving a checklist to show my subscribers, this is what you need to be doing so that they can kind of stay focused, okay? So you want to make sure it's very, very valuable. I give away ebooks, I give away coaching sessions, all those kinds of things, private webinars as free offers to join my list. So you need to be creative with that, okay? And believe in your offer. Keep working on something until you really believe that it's very, very valuable. Don't just put something out there. I've seen people they put no thought into this, and guess what happens? Even if they gave you the name, it may be a fake name or a fake email, right? Or if they gave you the right one, if it's not what they thought it's going to be, they're going to unsubscribe. Our goal is to build our email list, okay? Our goal is to build this as a stream of income. And that's what I'm all about, guys. I want to show you how to make money online. I want to show you how to make money in your sleep, okay? You should not have just one source of income. Even if you love your job, I never knock a job, okay? I thank God for jobs. I thank God for the 9-to-5s because somebody's got to help us, those of us entrepreneurs. So I'm totally cool with that. But that should not be the only thing you have. You should have another way, right, to fund your dreams, to fund your vacations, to be able to save, to send your children to school. You should have just to take the headache away. Okay. And so what I'm teaching you, and I'll be teaching some other things in the coming weeks because I love to teach and I've been doing this for a long, long time. I've actually been online doing business since 2007. So I have all kinds of ways to show you how to make money online. Okay. You just stick with me and I'll take you there. So it may be like, oh, she's not sharing something I need tonight. But guess what? Tomorrow night, it could be something that's game changing for you. So I'd make sure I have my notifications on because Coach Tracy's on, right? Now, for those of you that are just hopping on, I see some new names here. My name is Tracy Davis. I am a business and success coach. I have an MBA in marketing, guys. I've been actually coaching since 2010. I'm an author, 8-time. I don't want to brag, but I just kind of want to let you know I'm not new to this, babe. I'm true to this. I can truly help you. And then I get downloads from God that I can share with you. You're in the right place. Make sure you click that link on my bio so that you can get information on my books, my courses, my coaching, and get to know me. And of course, get that marketing checklist. Is going to bless your life. All right. So thanks for hanging out with me. Now, we're going to believe in our offer and we're going to make sure that we understand our customers. Okay. Understand what your customers are looking for. Understand their pain points. Understand what their desires are. Understand what keeps them up at night. Okay. Now I talked a little bit about this last night where, you're going to be listening for the complaints that people have. You're going to be looking for gaps that other people in your industry are not feeling. Okay. Again, what are we doing? We're standing out. We're saying, hey, I offer this. Right? You may say, oh, I'm a coach too. I'm a business coach too, or I do hair too. That's great. But I also do this. Give them a reason to want to be with you. Give them a reason to want to be, in my case, in the success zone, right? Something happens, great things happen in the zone, right? Be a part of the squad. All right. So believe in your offer and take the time to understand your customers. People, they really appreciate when you understand them. Okay. When you're showing that you care about them. Okay. Now, when you're building your list, you must also offer something that's impressive, that's really, really valuable. I kind of talked about that a little bit, but make sure it's impressive, right? Oh my gosh, I've seen some really great things. There's this one guy, he has a software, and once you actually enroll, now, of course, I think you get on his list, he tells you about it, gives you some hacks or whatever. Once you enroll and have the software, he sends these amazing t-shirts. The quality is great. I've had it for years, and I'm like, wow. There's another platform that does the same thing. I'm like, they treat their customers so well. They offer valuable things that could cost. Now, the reason I love digital is because once it's created, guys, you don't have to worry about it anymore. There's no mailing. There's no, it's going to be late in the mail because of COVID. No, it's just downloaded, right? As soon as they click on that link, they can have the ebook. They can have the checklist. They can have the quiz. So I really want you to get your mind to digital. Yes, we want to have physical products. I mean, there's a lot of money to be made there. But guess what? If you can also have a way to make money from a digital side, I'm telling you are in there, because once it's created, you've taken the time to create it or have it created, then it's yours and you're just simply having it downloaded, and then you'll have everything automated. Okay. I hope you guys are getting some value tonight. Give them a reason to opt in. Okay. You have to tell people what to do. You can't just have the link there. You can't just have this great website that you paid for and you never tell anybody, click the link in my bio. Okay. Make sure you have a clickable link in your bio. Every now and then you need to go and click it yourself. Go through your own funnel, that if they click it, where are they going? Right? Is your website loading quickly enough? Give people a reason to opt in. Give them a reason to want to come back. Okay. I'm trying to show you how to stand out. That is what branding is. Branding is not just your colors. It's not just your logo. It is an experience. You want them to have an experience with you. It's like, man, I love working with Danny. Wow, I love, working with Uptown's finest. They are the finest because you want to see what are they saying about you when you're not there. All right. You want it to be to the point that you've said enough and you've presented yourself enough that you're excellent, that even in your absence, the excellence continues to speak. Ooh, that'll tweet right there. Okay. In your absence, you want the excellence to continue to speak. All right. Now, once you get people on the list, you want to develop the relation quickly and you want to maintain it. I made this mistake so many years ago. I'd grow the list, but I wouldn't talk to them. I'd have the list and then I would, that's right, I need the email. No, you need to have a schedule. That's why I love having things automated, so that once you have written these emails or whatever, they're going out, they're giving the value that you promised, and you're not, oh man, I got to get back at 5 so I can make sure the email goes out. No, it's already done. Okay, so we're planning for our success. We're knowing that the list is important because we're nurturing our tribe. We're nurturing our squad. We're building our business for real. This is a long game. This is not gimmicky. This is not, I'll do this a little while. No, this is what we do, right? And I want you to get to the point that list is so big, you can hire somebody to help you with other things, okay? This is going to be one of your streams because guess what? I want each of you to, have more than one. We'll start with this one and then I'll show you some other things, but I want you to be able to say, I'm an author as well, or I have an ebook, right? I want you to be able to say, I've created a checklist. What's amazing about a checklist? Let's talk about it. Say for an example, I don't know, let's use cooking as an example. Okay, it's a really, really good example because I have to use recipes to cook. I am not a good cook, okay? If those of you that follow me, my husband and I sometimes will come on the stories and he doesn't know I'm recording and he's talking about my cooking. I'm gonna have to put him out. But anyway, I love a checklist because I can go step 1, step 2, step 3. When you have steps, it makes life much easier, whatever you're doing. So whether it's cooking, right? Whether it's, whatever it is, building an email list, building a website, check 1, check 2. So whatever you do that you do easily, that you may take for granted, others will get super excited about it because you made a list. I want you to do that tonight. Start making a list so that you can actually come up with a checklist that people will be like, wow, I didn't know how to do that. I saw this person on YouTube yesterday where they were talking about how you can keep clear skin. And they had all the steps of what you do with the rice and what you do with the honey and some other ingredients. And guess what? I was like, man, a checklist would be great because the person could say, this is what I do first and this is what I do second. Everything, when you break it down, that is valuable, okay? So I don't want you to discount, I see you, Fifi. I don't want you to discount what you do because somebody would love to have a checklist, okay? So I want you to work on that tonight. And when you pop on, now I won't be here tomorrow. We just come on Monday through Thursday, but I want you to work on that. You can DM me or you can hang out with me Monday and say, I did my checklist, and let me know how it's going. There are all kinds of softwares that we can do to make it pretty, but you have to start with, pen to paper or using your phone.